So this is the bit where Jono would make some kind of pithy reference to something that happened this week or anything like that, but I'm not Jono and I'm not gonna do it. So let's just pretend we have a conversation. Ha ha ha. Hey Jono, you have anything to say? Oh yes, Josh. Pithy statement here. Wow. That's very funny and very relevant. I think it's time for the next slide. Yep, next slide, Josh. Okay. See you there.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hello friends and hello foes, and welcome to this lovely little mid-season break of a session of the Comedians. My name is Josh, and join with me, not in live. He's not here, okay? You'll hear him later. It's Jono. He's here, but he's also not here. We're doing a little mid-season break because Jono had a broken eye, as we heard in the last episode, and we thought we'd have a break. This is a best of episode, simply the best, our favourite bits from this season. They're all bangers. First of all, we got Jono. He's going to talk about how he left the book at Kmart. Classic bit right there. Coming right after that, we have delivery drama. I had a bit of some issues with the delivery person. We talk about in the segment. It's a lovely one. We have a Barber Roulette from Jono early in the season there. And finally, Josh's no good, very bad, terrible night. A funny little thing that happened to me that I don't want to relive, but we're going to relive it because I think it's one of my favourite segments I've ever told. I think we're going to get into this in a sec. So, thank you so much for coming. Thanks for everything you do for us. We really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in a moment.
There's a great book by Lee Sales called Any Ordinary Day, and she talks about how, ordinary people are going about ordinary days. It's just the usual. Everything is normal, and then suddenly these terrible life-changing events happen to them, and the significant impact this has on not only them but on society, and how that sort of causes a ripple effect that can change a lot of things. And I had something very similar to that happen to me. I went to Kmart, just an ordinary day, and an absolute tragedy struck, and it really has just had the butterfly effect on my whole life, more like the elephant effect. So this story, rather than being the best of us, it really highlighted the worst of us and how tragedy can have a profound impact on you. And it had such a profound impact that I wrote a song, and I'm sure that song had a profound impact on many, many people. And I thought this episode was the best opportunity to get that song back out again and, have a profound impact on any more people. So I'd take notes on this one because it might have a profound impact on you. Roll the clip.
Sometime last week, Josh, I can't remember exactly when it was, but I was trying to go for a ride, and I kept coming in like a million times. Do you remember this?
Yes, I do.
I said goodbye to you about 5 times, went out the door, and then three minutes later, boonk, I come back in.
Yep, I just gave him go, and then
And what was happening? Well, the first one I forgot my light, and then I forgot my other light, and
then you forgot something else. Yep.
But then I realised that my tyres are a bit flat. Sit outside in the sun, whatever. Just give them a bit of a pumpy pump. They weren't completely flat, just a little bit flat. Pump them up. All good. Got out, went downstairs, got out to the road, got on the bike, flat. I'm like, okay, old tube, what's probably happened? The valve hasn't compressed properly or whatever, and the air's just come out.
Yeah.
Come back upstairs, pump it up, get the pump, whatever.
I'm like, why the hell is this guy coming back for the 4th time?
Back again.
Where is he?
Head out. I get about 800 metres down the road, so only about 30 seconds or so. Buggered. Flat again. And this time I'm pumping it up, just not working at all. Come back home and the tube's buggered. Have to get a new tube.
There you go.
So this is where you come into the story.
Yes.
I mentioned that I was going to be going down to
we both went down
to Berkeley Square area. Right. It's the sort of, I call it the hub of Brunswick.
Yep.
All the shops are there.
It's kind of like a mini shopping centre.
It's like
not
a
really
mini
huge.
Westfield.
Yeah. It's
but
small.
Then it's also
there's 2 little runs of shops.
The streets surrounding it are like
cafes.
Yeah, it's a very hip area.
second
What's
hand
going on? That's
bookshop.
where the bike shop is down
Yeah,
there.
all that stuff.
So I said to Joshua, I'm going to be heading down to Barclay Square.
I said I may as well come down with you.
You decided to come and
100%.
there was stuff you wanted to do or whatever. So, went there. I went to Kmart after going to the bike shop and I got some lovely blankets, which have been keeping nice and
You
warm.
You left a book there as well.
See, this is exactly what I wanted to touch on, Josh.
No,
because
kidding.
I got back and that's when we realized that this book that I bought while I was there at Kmart, I'd left it behind.
Right.
And for the next 24, 48 hours, I just couldn't get it. This sinking feeling off my chest.
No, it's so hard.
It was awful. It was horrendous.
What do we do on this podcast when we feel like
traumatic,
this?
and
I felt like this before.
You felt like this before when your microphone broke.
My microphone broke.
So, Joshua, with the help of our good friend Olivia Rodrigo, I've channeled, using driver's license, my sadness into a song.
I went down to Kmart last week, like I do on most weekends, 'cause I really wanted to read the second book from Huey V. But when I got back to the apartment, I found out I'd left the book behind. I must have left it back at Kmart, right there on the self-checkout. I was carrying 2 big blankets that I was far more concerned about. Yeah, that day I left my book at Kmart, so how can I ever live with myself? And I would have had more fun if I just lit 20 bucks on fire. And I know right now that I really need the book more than ever. It's cruel how I won't ever need that book more than right now. 'Cause it's called Let Go, but I can't let go of my mistake. Red sign, blue and white, we even did 2 laps of the car park, walked so far, can't drive down to Barclay Square no more at all. I left my book there all alone. Chapters left unread, I really need you there next to my bed to help me get to sleep at night. Now I don't know what I'll do when I finish my current book. And I would have had more fun if I just lit 20 bucks on fire. And I know right now that I really need the book more than ever. It's cruel how I won't ever need that book more than right now. 'Cause it's called Let Go, but I can't let go of my mistake. Yeah, it's called Let Go, but I can't let go of my mistake.
I can't let go of it, Joshua.
Jono,
I can't let go of my mistake.
Emmy Award-winning musician,
Musician,
Olivia
producer.
Rodrigo, featuring Jono right there.
I think it's going to be Jono Steele featuring Olivia Rodrigo.
The jury's out whether it's better than my microphone song. All I'm going to say is maybe we make a poll and we find out who likes that more.
Look, it's everything is a competition, isn't it? But, I feel better now.
You do. What happens is you sing about it. There's no other really way to process emotions.
There's not. And
there isn't.
Sometimes writing a song in 15 minutes and recording it. I honestly reckon the neighbours thought I was losing my mind. I didn't even know what was happening. You weren't here.
There you go.
It was on Mother's Day. I was recording this by myself. But it's maybe called Let Go, Josh. But I can't let go of my mistake.
Wow, what a wonderful little segment there, and great choice of segment from Jono. the Kmart thing was pretty good, and it was a great song. I forgot about the song, to be honest. But it's time for my segment. We're talking about delivery dramas. We're talking about the delivery person. I went into the season, I mean, not to pull the veil back for a brief second here, but I went into the season wanting to focus on telling some better stories and get better at that kind of side of things, because I felt like I did a lot of singing, I did a lot of that stuff, and I wanted to give some stuff, sort of share the load a bit. So I tried to bring some good stories, and this is one of the ones that I feel like I love the most. So I hope you enjoy it. I really enjoyed telling it. I'm excited to listen to it again. So thank you, and I'll see you on the other side. I hate delivery people.
Never good.
And I'm going to start it with
Never
that.
good. And if we offend you, I'm sorry, but, you know, you did this to yourselves.
Oh,
how about we do this? Allegedly. This is all satire and performance. This is a comedy show.
All satire.
Yeah, there we go.
And actually, I'm not even going to specify the delivery, the people that use that deliver this thing. And
because it doesn't matter. It transcends companies.
No companies. Yeah. It really doesn't. You're right. It transcends companies.
Yeah, it's just they're all the same.
You asked me in the bit between whether there should be a Josh is irrationally angry, Jono, and
yes.
I can only say one thing. I get irrationally angry.
This might be irrationally angry. Who knows?
It's rational anger, Jono. I feel like this is an incorrect use of the segment, but also I just feel like I need to talk about this because we've probably talked about this 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, from memory.
I want to because this would happen. This wouldn't matter what specific delivery person I think delivered, because it does transcend. I want to specify that.
Yep.
Going into this.
Yep. All satire and performance.
All satire is performance.
Yeah.
The other last episode, we mentioned that you had an interesting experience with a parcel.
Yep, he couldn't get into the house with an open gate. Couldn't get in. Yeah.
And he left you, as multiple different companies will do.
Oh my God, the goddamn
a little
card
that tells you to go either to the warehouse or wherever you need to pick it up from.
It was better than the time when I didn't even get a card. I just got an email saying we couldn't get into your house. So he clearly couldn't have gone all the way didn't even come to the suburb. Yeah.
Like we've done before.
Yeah.
No. So I think the story, as you know, at last episode, I mentioned that I did have a package coming.
You did? I was listening to the episode yesterday. Yeah.
It was supposed to come on Monday, which was the day that you came down with COVID. So Monday was the worst day ever.
Yeah.
But it wasn't actually, but you know what I mean.
Tuesday was the I saw St. Peter, yeah.
But I had a package coming. I was really looking forward to it because, you know, it's something that I'd been waiting to come. It was something that I was waiting for.
Express delivery or standard delivery?
Oh, I believe it was standard
delivery.
Oh,
so 7 to 10 days. That's a killer.
But it was pretty quick, less than 7 to 10 days.
Oh, nothing better.
It was pretty good.
Great feeling, you know. You love it when you get that notification out for delivery. Your heart skips a beat.
Or even just an Amazon coming the next day. You're like, well, how does this work? Magic.
It's beautiful. I think child slavery and stuff like that.
I was going to say,
it's
probably
so good.
Horrible conditions for their workers.
Yeah, that's right. But goddamn, is it convenient?
Who is privileged enough to benefit from it. I can say love it.
Do you know, when I I just like go to the shop and buy something in person because I just hate waiting so much.
I'm exactly the same way. I don't want to wait for something if I know I can.
If I want it, I want it now.
Pardon?
If I want it, I want it now, and it's really
I've had this
bad.
Argument with my dad of all people.
Yeah.
My dad has the opposite thing. He's all on board of if I can get it online and I know exactly what I want, I don't care. I'll get it and I'll wait for it.
My dad's
I'm
the same.
impatient.
Yeah, I'm impatient.
If I want something, it's because I've thought of something that would be great for it, or I'm using it for something, and I want it within a little
just
time.
A reasonable time frame.
Time frame.
Yeah.
Right. So I had it. It was coming on Friday, and in the morning I had gone. You know, this was the day. This was before you had gone COVID. We had both independently gone out that day to go get coffees in the morning before work.
Oh yeah, that's true. We had,
and we both realized that the place we usually go to get a cheap coffee,
the $1 coffee machine was broken.
It was broken.
At the servo.
We both ended up getting a Macca's coffee.
Yeah,
horrible coffee. Not even going to talk about it. Moving on.
It's just like it tastes kind of like the Big M, like the coffee flavoring. That's what it tastes like.
Horrible. Just it's no good. Not good.
Some reason the $1 coffees
should have just had instant at home.
Yeah, honestly, for some reason the $1 coffees, doesn't matter what servo chain you get it from, even though they're you feel like they're burning your intestines, they actually do taste pretty good.
They're workable. Right?
Yeah,
they're workable for what they
do the
are.
job. Yeah,
they do the job, and that's the important thing. This one didn't. I was already set off.
Yeah,
now, I'm walking back from Macca's.
Yeah,
I'm walking back, and so what we're sort of off a main road, right?
Yeah,
which is a lot of the case in a lot of places. But for argument's sake, I'm walking down the main road, and I've probably got a little bit of time to turn into the street that we're at.
Yep.
And when you turn to the street, even though it's not super close to the corner, it's close enough that you could see up to where our
it's pretty obvious where the turn in is. Yeah.
But it's like far enough away that if you ran, you wouldn't be able to catch up to someone, right?
No, that's right.
Now,
my God, I've just put 2 and 2 together. No way. No way.
I'm turning the corner. And I see with my very eyes this delivery person.
Oh.
Company.
Yep. Company, all of them.
Removed.
Yep.
Looking at something in his hands. Looking down.
That's so funny. Wait, so he's standing at the gate? Is he at the gate?
And I go, pardon?
Is he at the gate of the house? Like looking into the house? Oh, so he's seeing the open gate and going, I don't know how this works. Yep.
The gate is open, which makes it super easy. And also, at that point, I assume he could have just pressed the button knowing what level, right?
And I would have heard it as well because I was home.
Because you were inside.
Yep. It's very loud. That shit is so loud, by the way.
Motherfucker. I watch him. Oh. He looks down there. I watch him disappear inside for a second. Okay. Come out still holding the thing. I see him look at these. He's on a motorbike. Scribble something down. And next thing I know, I walk up. He's gone back. This is just a letter. This is a letter size. It was
he could put it in the letterbox. Would it fit in the letterbox? We've got a pretty wide letterbox. Would it fit in the letterbox?
I reckon it would have.
Oh my goodness. That's
I should have brought the little thing with me, but it drove me nuts. I walk up here, and to my chagrin, I swear to God, I'm not joking to you. I open our letterbox, and there is a little thing that said, "We missed you."
Oh my God!
Pick it up at the nearest recipiary. Oh my God! I flipped my shit.
Extremely interesting case study that we've accidentally done because for a long time I've been wondering what it is. So you've seen the guy. He's got to the house.
Him.
He's standing next to where all the letterboxes are, next to where the buzzers are. He knows what our house number is. He knows when number X.
Yes.
He's seen number X on a buzzer. It's a very obvious intercom system, by the way.
100%.
He's seen an open gate. And another 100%. Thing I want to point out, it's a very small block of units. It's not like a big apartment building where it could be complicated.
It's a small block of units. There's one obvious entry.
You can literally use your brain. They're all numbered and work out, okay, if this is X, Y, Z, then...
And when you write down your address in the form, there's usually a section where you put in the number of the unit.
Yep.
But, you either put the number of unit, and the place I had didn't have a number of the unit, so you usually do the number slash the number, right?
Yep.
And that's pretty obvious.
You do 1/234. Yeah.
Exactly. 1/234.
It's a standard system.
Case, it was so standard. I am looking at the order in front of me right now.
Yeah.
It is exactly that.
So
I swear to God.
He's just looked at it. See, I've been for a long time wondering what it is, and I reckon it's just they can't be asked.
It was in the morning, though.
I reckon
it wasn't even like late in the day.
Yeah, when they're not.
It wasn't even the case of like they
backed up parcels or whatever.
Who knows how long? But like, it's not. I don't.
So because he definitely didn't ring the buzzer.
Didn't ring the buzzer.
You can't miss the buzzer.
Someone rang the buzzer. I couldn't have come out for whatever reason.
You probably would have heard it as well. Like if you were in the street and he was ringing the thing.
I'm walking up and I'm ready to if he's still there to go. Hey man, do you have a parcel for me? Zooms off. Don't even get a chance to
We need to figure out
honestly,
a solution.
I'd like to think I have maybe a little jaded, but I have a pretty okay sense of, okay, I'm just going to assume that it's gone well and the thing's there.
Of course.
Because I know how big the thing I had ordered.
Yeah.
It was not big. It is, and I'll show John now what the size of it was. It's
Do you call me John?
like this.
Yeah. Yep.
It's about like a, what size
Just
would you
slightly
call it?
bigger than a playing card, I'd say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Slightly bigger than a playing
You'd
card.
easily
It's
fit
about
that in a
size.
letterbox.
It was in probably something that's probably like, if you took 4 of them and put 4 playing cards in a row in a cube, that's about how big the package was. Big enough that you could probably just slip it in there and leave it there, right?
See, our letterbox, it's even got the advantage. It's not just the little slip through. You can actually open the whole thing.
You can open up the whole thing and put it in. There is no excuse for this person.
No.
I cannot explain
I've had an A5 sized thing put into our letterbox
That's
before.
what I mean.
Yeah, so you could easily. No, it's 100% they just can't be bothered, because we have had some successful ones where you just go out and there's something on your doorstep. That's 100%. How it's meant to be. But I think that was our first episode of Josh and Jono Get Rationally Angry. We interrupt this podcast, and we're definitely not re-splicing this in the middle because we forgot to do it.
Well, that's the main thing about that's the great thing about being able to edit the podcast.
And to be honest, most people wouldn't go to the effort of recording a different one every week.
No, well, that's the thing. But we are better than most podcasts.
We are better than most podcasts. Speaking of,
what are we here to tell people?
Well, I just wanted to ask you a question before we get into things.
Sure.
Has anyone asked you for a pineapple this week?
I have not been asked for a pineapple,
and I've not been asked for a mango.
Thank God.
Which means you're doing things wrong, people.
Yeah, so what you need to do is 5-star us on iTunes or on Spotify.
And if you're on iTunes, Apple Pods.
We were just talking about iTunes earlier. That's why it's in my head.
Will they have heard that yet? Yeah, they would. They would have just heard that.
They would have just heard that. This is going fantastic.
This is great.
But yeah, just give us a 5-star.
5-star and write a comment.
Because
I don't think a single person has yet.
And
so
if you get those comments going, we'll be able to read them out on the podcast. We're probably doing this little mid-roll bit.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And then I'll be able to sneak one of myself in, and it won't be as noticeable with the Jono steal.
Exactly. That's the thing. So you guys need to start doing it so Jono can fill one in.
Yep.
Exactly. And also, if you find us in real person, we'll give you a fruit.
Yeah, so if you show us your review in person, Josh will give you a pineapple within 12 hours.
Within 12 hours.
And I will give you a mango within 12 hours.
We're not going to come find you. We're not coming to find you for your fruit.
And I'm also going to put a red zone around a 500-meter radius of our property.
What does that mean?
So think of a 500-meter radius.
I know that
property.
For
if
everyone
they
else,
come in, they can't. If they step in with that radius, the fruit offer is off the table.
Right? Yeah. You can't come up to our front door and go, "I'd like a fruit, please."
Yeah.
But yes, thank you so much for everyone who's been listening every week.
We really appreciate it.
We're loving the second season. I got to be honest, it's our best stuff.
We're saying it like. Once we sort of crossed it's actually funny, once we crossed the 20 mark, which is sort of when we're hoping we'd get better.
There you go.
Stuff
I feel
just
like
sort of
everything
started
flowing.
Yeah.
Exactly, 100%.
The first couple episodes of this season were great, but we're still learning how to do everything with live sound
and everything
in person 100%. And whatever. I'm
not used to seeing your face when we podcast.
I know. I was wondering if I'd ever see your face again, and I did.
No way. Fuck off.
There was one thing I wanted to say, but I've forgotten what it was. So
go give your dad a handshake.
Give your dad a handshake.
Give your dad a handshake.
He's probably
follow us on all our socials. We've said that already.
Oh yeah, Thursday 5 a.m.
Thursday 5 a.m.
It's twice in a row. It's come out. Well,
twice in a row.
No, it was Wednesday the other day.
I actually got one thing to say.
Yeah.
So the podcast that's going to be coming out this week.
Yeah,
it's coming out. Technically, came out like 5:15.
I got the notification at 5:35.
There you go. Well, who knows?
But who's awake at that time?
Who's even caring? I think sometimes you don't even pay attention.
No. Most people would listen. I'd say 7 o'clock earliest.
100%.
But all you need to know, it'll be there. Oh, well, have a good day.
Have a nice day.
G'day, guys. What an absolute ripper of a segment that was that Joshua brought to the table. Honestly, that's probably in my top 4 segments that we've done on the show. I totally know what it was about. It was about It was a game. It was the first reviewing me game. Yep. Anywho, I got a haircut on the weekend, and it was actually a good haircut, at least by my standards. Something I'm happy with. Guy was nice, called me sir, made me a coffee, paused the haircut while I had my coffee, paused the haircut while he took his jacket off because it was a bit warm. But that made me think of one of the earliest episodes. I think it was episode 18 of season 2, or episode 2 of season 2, because season 2 started 16. Look, more on maths runs through in every episode. But I played a game of Barbershop Roulette, and the barber was an absolute nutcracker. So, yeah, I think we should all have a listen to that. Take notes, because you might notice some red flags in your barber, and it might be time for you to leave. Anyway, yeah, goodbye for now. See you on the next slide. No. See you on this slide. Roll the clip.
So, Joshua, if I asked you how to play Russian roulette, which I get that it's probably not the best time to be talking about Russians and weapons.
Good choice right now. Timing is everything.
I was going to change it, and then I'm like, you know what? It's just obvious. Let's just get it out of there.
Let's call it Ukrainian.
Will Smith, I can see him creeping out of the...
He does this thing where he goes, here's Willie.
Yeah, then he's just going to appear.
There's going to be an axe.
But if I asked you how to play Russian roulette, how would you describe it?
I mean, there's a gun.
There is a gun.
And there's usually one bullet in it.
One bullet.
Of a chamber of 6, probably.
Yep, chamber of 6, exactly. So 5 empty chambers.
And then you put it to your head and you...
And you go...
Not dead. Woo!
Well, my silence was to indicate that you did die.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So that's how you play Russian roulette. I've decided my life is one giant game of Barber Roulette.
Oh, God.
Because for some reason, I feel like you're one of these people. You have a barber that you go to. He's kind of like a barber hairdresser bloke.
Yeah. My guy knows my family.
Yeah, exactly. So you got one of those guys.
Yeah.
Lots of people, they're like, oh, yeah, I've been going to Georgie like for 15 years or something. He watched me grow up.
True.
Like, I used to go to this guy called Vince. He's an absolute legend down on Kilo Road. He's in the back of the Tazzolato shop.
I heard he takes photos on Instagram as well.
Yes.
That's a shout out.
That's true.
But continue.
Yeah, he's literally in the back of a Tazzolato shop. I used to go to him.
Oh, God.
He made me look like an Italian boy every single time, like a little Italian primary school child.
To be honest, you probably deserve that for going to a barber at the back of a Tazzolato shop.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know why I went there, but I go there for years. Since like year 12, maybe 4 or 5 years I went there. And no matter what you told him to do, and no matter what he did, it would literally look the same.
He's like the kind of that guy that'd be like, well, no, I know the best way to do it.
Yeah.
You don't know anything.
One day I'm like, oh, can we get the clippers, and we'll just do the clippers on the sides or whatever. And he goes, oh, yeah, okay. Never got the clippers out. But then I've pinging around in the 2020 lockdown when we came out of that, went to get my hair cut. And yeah, he was full. I'm like, I think it's time to... in 2020, Jono, I'm going to step away from the Italian boy haircut and I'm going to go for something a little bit more progressive. I found this guy, these like Lebanese blokes, legends, right?
Absolute legends.
Everyone on the Google reviews is saying these blokes are amazing. My granddad went there and he's like, oh, they're really cool. I'm like, okay, like this sounds like a good place.
When your granddad says these Lebanese
blokes are cool.
Yeah, exactly.
If they've befriended an 85-year-old white guy,
exactly. you know that they're good blokes. It's only going to be good.
Yeah, so I went there. Big red flag, first of all. This is in lockdown. This is when everyone has to wear masks and stuff. Not a single mask inside. Oof. And there's like, I don't know, it's a barber shop. They've squeezed in like extra chairs because they're so busy. There's normally in a typical barber shop, no matter how big it is, there's only 2 chairs.
Exactly.
There's always only 2 chairs. There was 6 chairs going and only 2 mirrors. So you can tell they've crammed everything in.
Exactly.
So that
was very good for COVID.
No, it was terrible.
To be honest.
And the bloke was so aggressive, mean. No. I'm like, okay, not going back there.
Not going back to them.
So I'm starting to realize, okay, this Barber Roulette gun that I've got, it's got more bullets in it than empty spaces. I tried another place after that, and the bloke, he just kept asking me if I wanted a buzz cut. He's like, it would be easier if I just did a buzz cut. I'm like, I know it would be easier. Like,
it'd be easier for you. That's not what I want, though.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, I've embarked we're in 3056 now in hippie land, and I thought, there's got to be a million good barbershops in this place because I needed a fresh cut. So I headed down our local main street, and I was looking at the reviews of the first place that I saw. It's like 235 Google reviews.
That's like a lot of reviews, to be honest.
So many for a barbershop.
So that's either going to be there's going to be a lot of people that have got a lot of issues, or it's going to be good.
4.9 stars.
Oh, that's good.
Like, yes, amazing. And the first one is like best haircut I've ever had in my life. I can't remember the bloke's name. Let's just call him Mr. Barber Man.
Mr. Barber Man.
Mr. Barber Man has raised my kid.
Mr. Obama.
Mr. Obama has raised my kid. I'm like, I feel like there's some like personal issues going on here. But I'm like, okay, let's take the plunge. Let's do it. Open the door. First good sign. Like probably 50-50 really, really, really old Turkish guys, and then other 50 like people our age, wearing linen shirts and stuff.
These are people that are in there.
These are the customers. These are customers.
Yeah.
So it's like you got the young, cool people, so you know that the cut's going to be contemporary, which is important.
But you got the older people who are there because
they keep coming back.
Exactly.
I feel like this happened like 3 times. There was a guy, and he kept being like, "Oh no, you go first." Another customer would come in. "Oh, you go." He was just there for a day out. He was having his coffee. He was there. He was just enjoying it.
Exactly.
He wasn't in any rush to get his haircut. And I still don't know if this was a good haircut or not. Right. So this guy, I see there's one.
I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, mate, it was interesting. We'll get into what it looked like afterwards. But there was there were 2 barbers on. One guy was clearly the boss man, and he was just kind of walking around singing this song. I think it was an Iraqi song. He was singing it.
Very cool.
Really nice song. He didn't sing it very well, but it sounded nice. And then there's like another guy who's just doing his job quietly, a little bit of small talk. I really want him. I don't want the big pretentious boss man.
Don't get the big boss.
Yeah, I don't want big boss. I just want Steve, who's
you want the guy that's just going to get in there, do the thing.
Maybe be like, how the wife and kids.
Yeah, not too much small talk.
Just a little bit.
There's a limit. There's a scale. It's a bell curve.
Yep, there is a bell curve.
There's a limit where it's enough small talk where like you get to know them enough where you're like, oh yeah, this is nice.
Yeah.
As soon as you get over the top where they start talking about their kids who are
that's right.
That's where you go, oh no.
Or they just start like going on this right wing rant, and you're like, okay, and you just go, you have to go.
You're cutting my hair. Oh, by the way, do you want a buzz cut? No, I don't want a buzz cut.
Anything to get me out of here quicker. But it's looking like I'm not going to get boss man because he starts cutting someone's hair when the other bloke, Steve, is like. He's like got 10% more of the haircut to do. Turns out boss man's really quick and absolutely zings through this guy's haircut, and then he just looks at me, and I get the vibe that he's lost a couple marbles along the way. He just turns around and looks at me, and I stand up, and then he turns away from me and walks out the back. So I'm just doing that awkward thing where I've
am I supposed
up.
to sit in a chair now?
So
am I supposed to sit down?
Exactly. I just go, okay. I think that was him just doing the really nonchalant, cool, you're up. So I've gone, I've sat on the chair.
Okay, but you do realize that, like, if that was just him looking at you, it'd be like,
that's bad.
That's like, you're going to get hit.
Because he could have easily just been like, new customer.
That's when Willie Smith comes in and smacks
you. Boom. So I've sat in the chair, he comes back, and he just puts the apron around my neck or whatever, like, all good. We're all good. That was the right thing to do. Right call.
Oh.
And he just starts cutting my hair
without saying anything.
Yeah, and he's just doing the little tidy up, like the lop off the top, a little bit around the back.
That thing that they do around the ears.
Yeah, around the ears, exactly. And I've gone, oh, hey mate, how you going? Nothing.
Oh,
and then
it's the anti.
It's nothing. I'm like, okay, this could be good, but I also kind of want to talk to you at the start.
Just at the start to get a vibe for what you're going to do.
What you're going to do to me. Anyway, I go, oh, I'm Jonathan, by the way. And bloke turns on. He goes, John! I'm like, okay, first of all, he didn't say my name was John.
And then he goes, Jono.
Yeah, he goes, John. And I'm like, okay, yep.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm like, yep, how you going? He's like, yeah, good. I'm like, what was your name? And he goes, I'm Mr. Barber Man.
Mr. Barber Man.
I'm like, oh, it's nice to meet you. He's like, of course it is. Why would you say that? I'm like, okay, this is like, it's just one of these guys who's like tries to throw you off with jokes and stuff. I'm like, this is not not a good first impression. And then, I don't know, we just do the couple of minutes, like, I want this, blah, 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 blah. He starts doing it. And then I've gone, oh, can I put my glasses here? Yeah. And he goes, why wouldn't you be able to put your glasses here? I'm like, okay, well, you're not a nice guy. Like, straight away. So I put them there. And then he goes, oh, you've put them in the wrong place. I'm like, oh my God. Just, can you make up your mind? Just like communicate.
Choose one and then commit to it, mate.
And he's like, I'll tell you where the right place is. And he leaves again. He goes out the back, comes back with like, I don't know what to call it. You know shop mannequins, how they don't have heads?
Yeah.
Turns out all the heads go to this bloke. He brings out a mannequin head.
Oh my
puts
God.
It on the down. I'll try and find a photo from their Google review because surely there's a photo of it.
What the fuck?
Puts it on the little thing where they got their scissors and stuff. Takes my glasses and puts it on the nose of the guy, which was sick.
You know what you should have done? You know how you get him? You take your glasses and you put them on him.
Yeah, exactly. I should have done that. That's actually a good idea for next time. Oh, do you mind if I just put these here while you comb my hair? So yeah, that was strange, but that was funny. And then it's just kind of, he goes, John. And I'm like, yep. 30 seconds of silence. John. And I'm like, yeah, how you going? Yeah. He's like, we already went through how you're going. I'm like, oh God, this is the most, just wrap up. And then it's silent for a bit. He's singing his Iraqi song again. It's amazing. And then he turns to the guy next to me and goes,
is this Steve?
No,
just the guy in the chair.
Steve's customer.
Right, yeah.
He goes, oh, what's your name? And then Matt starts talking, which is good. And then he just stops and goes, Matt, shh. And he announces to the barber shop, guys, what country is Zambia the capital city of? And we're like, no one really knows.
No, it's not the capital city.
Zambia's not a capital city. And he goes, I'm pretty sure it's Tanzania. And we're like, no, I don't think that's how it works.
Well, his brain works faster than everyone, okay?
Yeah, it does. And then he stopped cutting hair. Everyone stopped cutting hair at this point. And then he just gets out his phone.
And checks.
Yeah, and he goes, oh, Google. I'm going to set off our thing, aren't I? Oh, Google.
That thing's so sassy.
What country is the capital city Zambia of? And then it just doesn't understand him. And then he just ignores it. Goes back to cutting my hair. It's a decent cut, but at the end he puts way too much gel in it. He brings it right up high. He sprays it like hard as a rock. I remember at the comedy festival, the people were like knocking on my head. I've just got this helmet. I think it's actually okay. It's not bad. It just looks like what I normally get.
It's not that bad.
But then at the end, it's always awkward at barbershops. You never know how much you're meant to pay them. Like if you go to these little like guerrilla barbershops, it's always just like all the guys who have been going there for 157 years just like hand them money. So you never know how much you're meant to go. But I stand up and then I go to the till and I'm like, I'll fix you up, mate. And he goes, yeah. And then he goes out the back and then
brings up another mannequin and goes, here you go, replace it with your own head.
Yeah, he brings back an axe.
It comes with everything.
But he's gone for literally like almost 5 minutes. I sit back down at this point.
Whoa.
Steve's not making eye contact with me. I'm like, bro, I don't need to pay you. Like, what's going on? And then he comes back out with coffees for like all the customers. And he's like, oh, you want coffee? I'm like, no, I don't want a coffee. And then he just takes it out the back. I don't know what he puts it in the fridge and heats it up in the microwave or something.
Probably. He's got a bunch of pre-poured coffee.
Yeah, it was just like instant, but like instant coffee and like a little like espresso cup thing. So it's probably really strong.
Probably got it from Woolies.
And then he just types in $300 on the till and shows me. I'm like, haha, very funny. I'm assuming the joke is it's $30.
And then he goes, pulls up the axe.
Yeah, like, please. Give him 40. He gives me 10. I walk out. I don't think I'm going to go back there because
I was going to say. So the answer to that is, how do you think Barber Roulette went with that place?
Yeah. So far we're still trying to find the empty chamber.
Another wonderful segment by my friend Jono. Great choice, Barber Roulette. Spoiling things for maybe something coming up. I did have a bit of a Barber Roulette myself, and I'm sure we'll get to talking that in a further episode. But we're getting to the business ends of Simply the Best, this episode of Comedian Ons, and I've got one final segment to introduce to you. This was one of my favourite stories that I've told on the podcast. It was about one of my least favourite nights I've ever had trying to get into the footy. I'm going to leave it at that. If you haven't listened to it yet, here it is. Go back, listen to the episode. It's a great episode as well. We have Michael Rolls on this one. Enjoy it, and thank you so much for listening. All right, goodbye. Jonathan.
Yes.
Do you know of a book that was written in 1972 by this person called Judith Viorst called Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day?
You know what? I actually do.
Well, I'd like to consider. I'd like to
not
propose
expecting to know that. Yeah.
Sequel to that book.
Okay.
Called Josh and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day.
This sounds like an absolute ripper of a book. It was in nighttime. I'm not awake at night, as we discussed.
You're not awake at night, so you barely get to hear.
I have circadian rhythm. I sleep at sunset. How bad is sunset happening at like 3:30 these days? It's weird.
I hate it so much.
Not a fan.
a bit of classic current comedy right there.
Yes.
There we go. This is gonna be doing
so
next
I was
week.
walking down the street,
and so it was the other week. So a week from.
A week ago.
2 weeks from when you're going to be hearing this.
Yes, 2 weeks ago.
But I was at the footy, as I was alluding to in my earlier segment.
Josh's night on the town.
Josh's night on the town.
With a sandwich.
Straight out of work.
Yeah.
To go see my football team, the Western Bulldogs, play.
That's a team.
They
were playing Gold Coast Suns.
No, try again.
Damn. I've
Do you
got
know anyone
17.
else?
Yep. I could name them all, so yeah.
Yep. Sydney Swans.
Sydney Swans. He had Lance Franklin. He kicked his 100th goal the other day.
Not in that one.
Yeah.
The other one.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a trash game.
Oh, really?
But that's not the point.
No.
The point was that
umpires. Am I right?
I was leaving work and
you were in the big smoke as well.
I've learned a couple things.
Yep.
And since then, I've learned a couple things. But I had been using my phone quite a bit because, when you're at work, you're using your phone for whatever reason, multitude reasons.
I honestly use my phone almost as much as my computer at work.
Maybe I'm using it to just contact someone. I'm doing it for whatever reason.
TikTok, Instagram,
everything,
words with
when
friends.
You're late, when you're bored.
Paper toss.
Doing all that stuff.
I mean, emails, texts.
Texts, Slack.
Zoom meetings.
All those things, Zoom meetings.
Yeah. Pinging people, circling back. Drains the battery, you know.
Changing the battery.
Staying in touch. Oh my God.
Speaking of changing the battery, Jono.
Yes.
I'd run out my battery quite a lot.
You'd run out your battery.
I didn't bring my charger, which sometimes I'll do. I'll put my phone on charge and I'll just leave it there.
Usually what people do.
I hadn't done it today. I
hadn't
done it on that day.
That's an issue.
And I was running on probably about 10 to 20% left
and
as I'm leaving.
It's important to know your phone is it's getting on a bit. So
it's not that old. It's probably 2 and a bit.
Which in phone years, it's not its lifeblood anymore. Like,
it's lifeblood.
That's going to run down a little bit.
It's in its
faster.
middle
that 20% don't last 3 hours anymore. Yeah.
Look, I'll tell you what, I had gone out of I'm on one side of the city, Parliament area.
Yep.
I had to get all the way up to Marvel Stadium, which is sort of on the other side.
Yeah. It's on the western side.
Looped through the Sydney
Loop. Yep.
The Sydney Loop.
Yep. That's why you run out of battery. You went to fucking Sydney.
Sydney and back, and I realized why.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I had been told about the tickets. They were on my phone, and I'm like, this is fine. I'll get there. I'll have enough time. I'll beep it. We'll be good.
Yep.
Got down to the station. I noticed I was on 10%.
Oh, no.
Not a lot of space. I needed to keep it open because I had to go with it because that's where I had my Mikey on.
Oh,
no, it didn't matter. I had a paper Mikey.
You had a backup. Had a hard copy.
Had a hard copy, but I didn't have a hard copy of the tickets.
No.
And I was going, I need to make sure.
I don't even know how to print anymore. Like, I would legitimately have to look up how to print.
The other thing is, like, at 10% battery, really, that's
you.
Barely
any second, it's going to die.
And that's including the fact that even if you just turn it on for a second to check the time, it's zipping.
It's going, no.
I'm panicking because I'm trying to figure out how much time I have left before I'm going into the thing. I'm trying to figure out where everyone is. I'm trying to contact my everyone so I know. I'd also bought my iPad with me. Yeah. That's a good thing.
Okay, that is good.
I needed it because I was just using it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
There was there.
Yeah.
Just so you know, just for the story,
if you need to play a game of Angry Birds, you could.
If I was not wanting to work, I could put on a YouTube video.
But you wouldn't want to do that.
Wouldn't want to do that.
Why would you want to do that?
I love work.
Yeah.
And so I'm walking up to Marvel Stadium. Have you ever walked up to a stadium before and noticed how big it is?
Oh, huge.
It's huge.
I graduated at Marvel Stadium.
You did.
That's
so
a long
you
walk.
walk across the big bridge as you come out. You're walking along this big pathway. A lot of people there. By the time I got there, it was probably like a quarter in. So there weren't a lot of people.
Oh,
walking into the
okay,
stadium.
right.
There were a couple of people in, but like by the time I get out and I'm there, the thing had started like 1:45. So I'd been a quarter and a bit in.
You've avoided the big rush at the start.
Avoided the big rush, but I'd also avoided the first quarter of the game.
Yeah.
Which is,
Which, if you're me, that's perfect.
Yeah,
Avoid as much sport as you can.
Exactly.
And
play as much as you can.
Yeah, so I would have been happy with that.
You would have loved it.
Yeah.
We're not a big fan of it.
No.
As I'm walking up, I had scanned the QR code. I'm like, thank God. I scanned the QR code.
Oh, so you managed to do that.
I scanned the QR code to scan in for COVID.
Oh, the COVID check-in.
In the process of scanning the QR code for the ticket,
I thought we were safe. We weren't safe.
My phone died.
Oh, that's horrendous.
My phone had died, and I said, look, I scanned it. They said, great. I'm like walking up. I'm trying to bring it up quickly. I'm like, quickly bring it up so I could quickly get in.
Yeah.
And I'm watching them walking up. I'm going quickly.
So you're walking to the front bench at this point?
And then I walk up, and the fucking guy had to go look through my bag because I'm coming from work.
Oh, yeah. So they make sure you don't have any vodka in there.
You don't have any bombs or anything.
Yeah.
Needless to say, I didn't. Other than the truth bomb I'm about to tell you,
just put the bomb in a bag of spinach, and they're not going to look in there. You'll be all right.
Fucking check. Walked up, went to go show them. I hadn't gotten to it. I had opened up my phone, and then it. Poof, I'm like,
it just zoops out.
No,
No. My heart would just sink at this point. I'd be so embarrassed.
Heart did sink. I'm sitting in front of it. There are people still walking in.
So are you at the front bench at this point?
So there's
I don't even know how does the footy work.
Like a bollard system.
Yeah, okay.
And there's a bunch of gates, and then
there's a person.
Gates, and then there's people holding to so you can look through your bags, and then behind that there's someone with like a little scanner.
So it's like at the movie where they rip your tickets. It's kind of like that. Just
but it's on a phone, right?
There.
Yeah. So and then there's like some gates to walk in to get to the stadium.
Okay,
and I'm hearing,
cool.
And
Lance Franklin's kicking a goal.
Yeah, I'm hearing Lance Franklin and all of the people that I know about sport.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting here and I'm going, no. They're looking at me like, why is this person fucking just standing
they're thinking,
there?
This bloke's just trying to pull a sneaky.
I'm sorry, look, I had it on my phone. I had it on my phone.
Yeah.
I can bring it up, but my phone has died.
You can't. It's dead as a doorknob, man.
They're like, look, we can't do anything. We need your ticket. And I've been in that situation.
It's fair enough.
Completely
fair enough.
Standing around, getting a bit annoyed right now.
Yeah.
I'm looking around. People are walking by. They're looking at me like I'm weird, which is fair.
Because you're trying to figure out a plan, but you probably don't know what the plan is.
Exactly. Now
your ticket's dead.
I'm like panicking. I'm like, I see the looks from them as if to say, can you like just sort of move a bit away?
Yeah. Get out of the way here. I'm walking here.
I take a few steps back. I take out my bag. I pick up my iPad.
Yeah.
And I'm skimming through. I'm trying to find the ticket.
Is it in the email?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Technically, and I'll fucking call those shits out because I hate them.
Okay, yeah.
Ticketmaster.
I was about to say, I bet you it's Ticketmaster. Do you know how many issues I've had with Ticketmaster?
Ticketmaster says your phone is your ticket. Thing is,
I had this problem at graduation.
Your phone is your only ticket.
That's correct.
And even if you went looking for it in anywhere else, even if you brought the app on your iPad or anything else, it is not anywhere else.
It's nowhere else.
It's only on your iPad. Only on your phone.
At graduation, they sent us, because you got 2 tickets for like your parent or like a partner and a parent or whatever, and they send them to you. So when I activate them, they're my tickets on my phone.
Yeah.
And
you can transfer them.
You can transfer them.
You can do the arduous process of transferring tickets to people here and there, wherever.
Which is not an easy thing. It's not like you can just send them a copy or whatever. You have to disassociate it with your account.
Then everyone has
to create an account.
Create an account.
My mum and my dad are there on their fucking Android phones.
I had to do this last night when we were booking tickets for something.
It's awful.
Yeah, it's and I'm sitting here on my iPad realizing I'm fucked.
Yeah,
there's nothing I can do.
Your phone is your ticket, and your phone is
my phone has died. Here's the other thing. You have to understand. This is a giant stadium. There are multiple entries, right?
Yeah.
So not only are there multiple entries, each entry, because no one knows where else you could be coming from, means that each entry has a COVID marshal in the front of it.
Yeah.
But also, they've got the whole thing.
Oh.
And I'm freaking out. I'm like, what am I going to do? And I look after them, and I'm sort of doing that like walk away, like I don't know, hoping they either give me some kind of sympathy or give me some kind of. And they go, look, I tell you what, go down there, and you might be able to have another go. I'm like, look, I'll do
How? Like, how am I going to have another go though? That's what I would have been thinking.
I don't know what they said. Walked up around. I walk like half away around the field.
Yep.
Oh no, not it. I talk like a quarter of the way.
That's
around
still
the
a
field,
very long
little
way.
bit,
Yeah.
And then someone looked at me, and I tried to get to like through, and they're like, "Oh, can I see your ticket?" I'm like, "Yeah,
well,
my phone is dead."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Trust me, I did it back there. I can't." And then they're like trying to say, "Oh no, all you have to do is open it." I'm like, "Look, no, my phone is dead.
You turn it on.
I
like,
cannot. You can try and turn on. Look, if you magically put 20% of
then I'll be grateful for you.
This will solve all my issues. I will
please.
never have to bother you again.
I would love you to. Yeah,
I cannot do anything.
Imagine if bro just whipped out like a portable battery and just like.
I'm panicking because like I've got people in there. I'm meeting up with my bro and my dad in there, and like I'm thinking like, what am I going to do? I sit down, I get onto my iPad, I connect to the Wi-Fi in the stadium, and I send off like a quick email to my dad because
I love that emailing your dad.
What else are you going to do? There's no real way.
That's a great idea.
Now, didn't do a lick of help. We'll go into why in a second.
Yeah, okay.
Send a message. Didn't expect anything of it. I waited like a moment in case like sometimes like it's either a quick ping back to see if I get something or not. Oh my god, I just said ping. No, I'm so sorry, everyone.
Ping. We'll circle back to that later, but yeah, keep going.
Anyway, so I'm like, what am I going to do? Some lovely attendant at Marvel Stadium walks up to me, looks at me.
Was she in a red jacket?
Red jacket.
People in red jackets are so
stressed.
helpful.
They could tell I'm stressed.
Yeah.
And they're like, look, do you have the ticket order number? I'm like, yes, I can. I'm like showing her on my iPhone. I'm like, look, I have the order number. It's on my account. I have it here. I do not have the ticket.
Yeah.
And they're like, I have proof that it should be on my phone.
Yeah.
My phone is dead. And they said, look, I tell you what, if you go to the actual ticket office,
oh my god,
you can print a ticket.
Oh,
I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
Sure, where is that? And okay, you need to go halfway around the other side of the fucking.
This is a big stadium. That's probably like
huge stadium.
half a kilometer walk.
Take a whole
if not
walk
more.
halfway through the stadium.
Yeah.
Finally, I find someone.
It's 6 hours later at this point. Yep.
It's been probably a hot minute.
How many goals has Lance Frankston kicked?
We ended up winning the match.
Oh, hell yeah.
Not that it was a very good match, but anyway, we got through. Finally, I'm sitting there forever, and they're like trying to figure out why this order number is going to take forever to print my ticket. They finally print my ticket.
Oh, great. Great news. Great news.
And the thing I didn't realize, they had told me walking in because I checked my phone and from my rent's message. And they said, look, we're on this thing, but you want to go through this. We want to go through this.
But at this stage, you're on a different door.
I'm in a different door. So I get up to the level that they're in, and I walk up to the guy, and the guy looks at me. He's like, I'm like sweaty.
Yeah. You're discombobulated.
I'm discombobulated. Dude, are you okay?
You're like,
walked up. I'm like,
did you say to? No, sir, I'm discombobulated.
No, I don't know. And then I'm like, okay, like here you go. This is my ticket. This is where I need to be. And they're like, I got bad news for you.
So, hombre.
Yeah, he was like, listen, man, I got bad news for you.
Oh no. Yeah.
They are on 50%. On the other side of the stadium.
So you've got to do what you did again.
I'm like,
can you do that upstairs, or do you have to go back down to the bottom?
Here's the thing. I was for whatever reason, I was on that like middle ground of the Marvel Stadium, which is like the fancy one. But for whatever reason, that's where the tickets were.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it must be nice. Yeah,
must be very nice. Not a common man. Never claimed to be.
No.
And they're like, look,
you know
what I'll do? Wasn't in a box.
Okay.
I'm a common.
Good. I was going to cut the recording right there if you were in a box.
I've never been in a box.
No, I was scared you would have been in a box.
I think maybe once when I was a kid.
Don't you reckon it would be less fun in a box?
It's not fun. You want to be with everyone.
Yeah, you want to be
yelling at people.
You want to be in the bullpen.
Yeah. Anyway, exactly. Anyway, he's like, look, and he like takes out his swipe card. He looks at me and goes, "Follow me."
Oh hell yeah!
The guy like zooms me through like where everyone, and then like a bunch of events. He's like, "Look, mate, this guy needs to get to the side."
That is amazing.
Like, thanks, man. You got me. And I walk around to the other side, and after probably about half an hour of bullshit,
oh, well done.
I get in basically as the halftime siren.
Hell yes.
Yeah, we're good to go.
If you're smelling lemon zest, that's because we're at the end of Simply the Best of the Comedianons for Season 2. You know, they may not be the best, but they're not the worst. Maybe they're just our favourites. Maybe they're not our favourites. You can't have a favourite child, but you can. Mine's Derek. I've given too much away. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed. I know it's a little bit of a ragtag episode, but my eye was burnt off with a laser and then burnt back on again. I don't really know how that works, but apparently that's what happened. So yeah, we thought it's best to take it easy. Both so, and also the boffin had a bit of surgery as well. So give the boffin a break, me a break. So we cobbled this together. It was kind of nice to relive down memory lane. We got to dive back into some segments that we know and love. We revisited when I went to Kmart and I left the book behind, and the absolute top and banger that Olivia Rodrigo helped me pen. Then Josh had a bit of a delivery drama, absolute scenes. When I had the COVID a couple of weeks back, I actually tried to I actually did. I got 95% of the way through making an animation for that, but then I wasn't feeling it, so that'll never see the light of day. And then we dived back over to me, and I explained my Barber Roulette situation. But as I said at the start of that, I'm much happier with the trim that I've got now. So I think I finally found the empty chamber in that roulette gun, if that's what you call them. No, that's not what you call them. What do you call them? Revolver. That's what you call them, like Ned Kelly had one. And then we finished off with, I hope we finished off, this order may be wrong, but finished off with Josh's No Bad, Good, Bad, Terrible Day. And from memory, that was the football heavy episode that inspired us to go to the football, which brought on a lovely Karen story. So, it's nice to see where these things fit into the piece of the puzzle. Anyway, goodbye.